guest is an Emmy Award-winning actor who stars in the critically acclaimed HBO series entitled Game of Thrones. The fourth season premieres at 9 p.m. on April 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Dinklage. Peter. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I was under the impression you were born in England. That didn't happen.
I guess.
Yeah. Tell people where you're from.
Great Britain of New Jersey. we won our independence from you, New Yorkers. I play British on the
so
game
convincing that I thought, in fact, you were.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What was
Do you want to ask me about Amanda Peet?
Oh my God! Yeah. Does she ever come over? Does she ever show
all
up?
the time? Yeah.
Isn't she a delightful woman?
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
The running joke is if we ever got married, she's married to my boss, our showrunner and producer, David Benioff. But if we were ever to get married, Amanda Peet Dinklage, if she hyphenated her name, we always think that's funny. Not here. It's not funny here, but late at night in Ireland, it's funny.
Amanda Peet Dinklage.
Yeah.
Now, has she? Well, we were talking about this. Has she ever been in the program?
No, she always sort of loiters around set,
right.
Wanting to be on the show, but no.
They must have some sort of an agreement whereby they both acknowledge she's not going to appear.
I think there must be something in place, but that's between the married couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's to what's his name's loss.
George R. Martin.
Is that the guy?
The guy who created the whole thing.
Yeah.
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 I added a couple more R's in there. Yeah. He is the mastermind, the creator. Yes.
Do you know? We were just talking about this. The show itself, you really got to pay attention.
Yeah.
Now, is it?
I don't. The audience.
No,
does.
The audience does. Of course not. No, we wouldn't expect that from an actor. No, I don't.
I show up on set and have my latte, and that's it.
But is it supposed to be hard to think and figure out, or is that what people want?
Well, I think everything should be a little bit more clever than oneself in order to motivate your interest and follow it along. I haven't read the books that it's based on, and George Martin, our author, is probably going to kill my character soon because I've mentioned that. But now I can't read them now because our TV show is my day job. But I started to read it and I got confused. So.
But now, I don't want to.
They're amazing books, though.
Yeah,
George.
But now, is that a problem? Does he know you haven't read them?
Yeah, I was in a Q&A with him, sitting right next to him, and I had to confess that in front of him for the first time.
And how did that go?
Not well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not well at all. But he's a very sweet man.
But there are more to come. There's two more left in a series of 7 or something like that?
Yeah, there's a whole... we're sort of catching up to him. We just finished our 4th season, and that's based on the end of the 3rd book, and he's written 5 books. Yeah. So there's a couple more.
You know what? I guess you know this. This show has the highest number of illegal downloads in the history of downloading illegally.
Yes, pirates.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I know. It's really good. Thanks. You're applauding pirates.
That's right. Yeah. Tell me about your beginnings in New Jersey, and one of those deals where, and Paula said this often about Canada. Some Canadians look across the 49th parallel, want to get to the United States. Did you have that same feeling looking across the Hudson to New York City?
Yeah, of course. It's right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's the dream. It's Manhattan.
Did you know it was going to be acting for you?
It did. I mean, I think a lot of actors, when they're young, they don't really know what they're doing. They just are starved for attention, and they love it. So, and they inevitably will become actors. But
Do you remember your first audience?
well, my brother and I would do. Oh boy, we would invite all the octogenarians in the neighborhood down into our New Jersey basement.
Yeah, that's illegal now.
Yeah,
But it used
I
to
know.
Be,
Yeah.
used to be fine, but you not need. They passed some laws against that.
They're still down there.
They still don't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, we would just. My parents were very. They gave us a lot of permission, and artistically, we would blare, like the Who's Quadrophenia and Tommy, all those great rock albums of the '70s, and put on puppet shows.
Yeah. Puppet shows.
Yeah. With really deafening, hard rock playing.
And then
They
later,
were deaf anyways.
When you grew older, you moved to Brooklyn, and in those days, Brooklyn was Brooklyn. It's different now.
Williamsburg in the early '90s.
What was your life like over there?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I think you need a time in your life right after college to suffer a little bit to keep you on your toes. But I remember I had this apartment that didn't have any heat. None of them ever had any heat back then. We put up plastic on the windows in the winter, sort of like in here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love it. I love it.
Good.
Sorry, Dave.
That's quite all right.
I love it. And I remember one time my friend was in our restroom, our bathroom, and he came out and he said, "Your bathroom smells like an abandoned summer camp." and it did. It had like mushrooms growing out of the shower, and so basically abandoned summer camps are like where people get serial murdered and all of that. So, and we had a rat, and I had to get a cat to fix the rat, and then I was stuck with a cat.
Yeah, that's right.
And I lived with a cat for 10 years. That I was basically living a lie with this cat, because I'm not a cat person at all.
You do what you need to do to get by.
You do.
Yeah. And in your show, there's a lot of limb
Nudity.
Yeah. But limb removal.
Yes. Quite. Yeah.
How is that? How do you do that? I mean, is it special effects? Is it people missing limbs?
There's a lot of. There's a lot of heroic battles on our show, and if anybody watches the show here, my character's not very heroic. There was actually one time where I had to engage in battle, and I had a sword, and they told me ahead of time what I was going to do, and they brought I was supposed to run up in the beginning of a battle and chop off this guy's leg, and he falls down and I stab him. They introduced me to the gentleman that I'm supposed to be doing this to, and he's about 75 years old, and he's missing a leg. He's an amputee, and he was the sweetest, kindest man, and he was game for it. But there's nothing heroic about creeping up behind an old man and and then he falls down, and then
Yikes.
And then I run off. It's just, that's my heroic deed of the show.
Yeah.
Everybody else looked really good fighting, and I just, because I felt so bad.
Kind of guy you used to have in the basement?
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
It's show business, for God's sake.
I know. Goes around.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 4th season premiering April 6th over there on your HBO at 9 p.m. Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage. My best to the lovely Ms. Pete. Thank you very much, Peter. Nice to see you. We'll be right back with the top 10 list, everybody.